so many people say, use a welding lens, use a welding lens. Well, the welding lens does work to a point. However, they are expensive, ranging from $25 to $45. And who wants to go spend that money just to photograph a planet? Now, professional camera lenses, I know a lot of us don't have $800 cameras, and attaching the lenses would help a little bit. Now, now listen, folks, we all know that we don't have $4,000 and $5,000 to go buy an expensive telescope. So, you could definitely use your smartphone. And if you are using a smartphone, always hold it in a panoramic view. Never hold it vertically, always horizontally, and zoom in to what you're photographing. Now, there are little photographic lenses that you can buy for your cell phone. They clip right onto the lens and you can find them on the internet. I hope all this helps, and I want all of you to continue to photograph the skies. I'm going to show everybody.
If you don't see it.
Yeah, I'm going to show everybody this real quick. This is a little telescopic lens you can buy for camera systems, or excuse me, cell phones. Now, for taking regular photographs, and and I'll show you real quick how it goes on a cell phone, and you really have to take your case off and the whole 9 yards. But it kind of goes on your phone like that. Some of them have tripods and things of that nature. But you can see, if you try photographing light with anything like this, you're going to have some issues, especially sunlight. But these are pretty sophisticated. They're pretty neat. I think for $60, the trolls were saying that this is what I used to photograph the blue dwarf out near the sun. 93 million miles.
Bada Astrosolar safety film. Not cheap at about £20 for a piece of A4, but it is the best. And depending on what you're doing, you can put a piece on cameras, you could make your own goggles, obviously for telescopes, and with it being optically neutral, it doesn't damage the wavelengths of light coming through. So you can do small scientific studies such as absorption lines in the spectrum, and lots of fun stuff like that. So not cheap, but well worth it. Well, as we saw, the resident expert reckoned you needed thousands of pounds to become a telescope owner. Well, if you want a really, really big one, yeah. But you can have a perfectly reasonable experience and a very good quality telescope for hundreds of pounds. There are two types. You've got your refractor or your reflector, and the difference is One's a through and through. You basically got a lens at each end on the refractor, and the reflector has got a mirror in it. They suit slightly different things. Refractors are more for planetary, but you can do a bit of deep sky, and the reflectors can do planetary, but they're better at deep sky. But there's a bit of a crossover. You can get a reasonable refractor for about £130–140 new. You can get bargains, or around about £300 for a good sized reflector. Those prices are based on the minimum size recommended that I was recommended when I decided to go for it. Other people have slightly different ideas on what your minimum should be. I was recommended for a minimum of a 90mm refractor, which is the big end, the aperture, and on a reflector it was a 6" would be the minimum, so 6" or above. I think I recall that Astronomy Live, he favours an 8" Dobsonian as a minimum start, so that's a good bit bigger, and that is quite a good bit more light gathering, but the price is quite a bit proportionately more. But it's horses for courses, and don't buy cheap shit. It's not worth it. You're paying for a quality build, and you're paying for aperture. The bigger the aperture, the more light is gathered, the better the image, and the more resolving power you're going to get to see detail. And you'll also be paying for better quality optics as well. So there's two examples up on the screen. I've got the Skywatch Explorer 150p on the EQ32 gem mount, and I'm having great fun with it. I will leave a link in the description box below, which will take you to a guy who's lots of advice, but I would recommend you go to your local astronomy club, and you'll get lots of advice, and they will probably let you have a look through their telescopes, so you can actually see what they work like and get a feel for it before you decide to go and save your money or spend your money. But you can have a good quality telescope for hundreds of pounds, not thousands of pounds. And if you shop around on eBay, you can get a bargain. So the next level up for me is astrophotography and a bit of solar photography. Of course, a bit of a bonus here is that I can keep an eye out for brown dwarfs day and night, just as a side issue. Obviously I'm not going to find bugger all, because we all know they're lying through their bloody arses. But at least we'll have an independent view with a 750mm 6" bloody aperture on the end of the camera. So that's going to happen in about 2 weeks. I should have everything. Solar film, one DSLR camera, the adapter to attach it to my telescope, and then I'll probably have to have the weather imported so that I can use it. It's absolutely pissing down at the minute, but you can't have everything. So I look forward to checking your reports, Scott, and that bloody physicist. Should be a laugh and a half, and my lenses will be clean, unlike the Hinode.